Let's grade Justin Fields' 2022 NFL regular season. What is going on, y'all? Faiz Sports all back at it with another video talking, of course, my NFL here to talk about the Chicago Bears and here to talk about Justin Fields. And I had been meaning to go ahead and do this video since the season ended, but obviously after, the Bears got the #1 pick and a bunch of news broke, I had to focus on that. But let's do these end of season grades here. I might do it for a couple other Bears players, but certainly we got to do it for Justin Fields, okay? What grade would you give Justin Fields for this past season, right? On a letter grade scale from A to F, what would you give Justin Fields? Now, we got to start with the numbers like we always do, so let's go ahead and go there. Justin Fields this past season played 15 games, so he did miss 2 games. And in those 15 games, he accumulated 2,242 passing yards, 17 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, and more importantly, 1,143 rushing yards, 8 rushing touchdowns to bring his grand total of yardage to 3,385 yards, 25 total touchdowns, and 11 interceptions and 2 lost fumbles. All right? So those were his stats for this past season. All right? But we all know stats are just one part of the story. You also have to go with on the field play and a bunch of other things here. And so to me, considering everything here with what Justin Fields was surrounded by and what Justin Fields was given and what Justin Fields did with what he was given in all of the circumstances combined, my final letter grade for Justin Fields is, drumroll please, an A-. All right? A- is what I would give Justin Fields. Now, some of you guys might be saying, why didn't you give him an A or an A+ Faiz? A couple of reasons. Number one, if I gave him an A or an A+, that basically means that there's nothing else that could have gone better, like it was the perfect rookie season. And we know that's just not the case, right? Justin Fields, from a passing perspective, certainly left a lot to be desired, only averaged 150 passing yards per game. But we can make, a reason for why that is too. We can say, look at the talent surrounding Justin Fields. What you're throwing to and what you're given with the offensive line and the receivers, like how can you expect anybody to throw for a lot of yards here? I get all that. But I'm basically saying there's still critics out there that use that to kind of, downplay Justin Fields. And so that's why I don't think I'd give his his second year in the NFL an A+ or an A. You can make the argument for an A, but we're talking about, at that point, Justin Herbert's rookie season, right? Or I guess the second year, but you get my point where you're like, oh yeah, he's the franchise quarterback. I think Justin Fields is the franchise quarterback. I believe Justin Fields is the franchise quarterback, but I don't think it is 100% set in stone, or else we wouldn't hear these stupid garbage trade Fields takes, right? If you have Patrick Mahomes on your roster, you're not going to trade him. So I'm saying Justin Fields still has improvement to make, and that's totally fine. He's in his second year. Totally fine. Okay? So that's what I would give Justin Fields as a letter grade A-. All right? When you take a look at the improvement from last year, where he threw 7 touchdowns to 10 interceptions, he basically went up 10 touchdowns, right? 7 plus 10, 17, and only threw 1 more interception. Again, I know they're not mind-blowing numbers, but that's progress. That's solid, especially when your wide receiver core is that bad, especially when your offensive line is that bad. Folks, I told you this. When you don't have great surroundings and the talent still shines, that means you're special. And that's what Justin Fields proved this year. He is special, breaking all these records. Obviously, most rushing yards by a quarterback in Bears history. Second in NFL history behind Lamar Jackson. And he could have broken Lamar's record had he not sat out that last game. Like, Justin Fields is special. There's no doubt about it, okay? So to me, absolutely had a fantastic second year. Past my expectations for Justin Fields, past a lot of people's expectations. And when you take a look at his contemporaries in Trey Lance, who ended up obviously getting hurt, season-ending injury, Zach Wilson, who's been an utter disaster in New York, and they're looking to get off of him, and Mac Jones, who's been very underwhelming. Like, Justin Fields has really taken off from the rest of his contemporaries besides Trevor Lawrence, who was always considered a better prospect, and he's been doing solid. So to me, Justin Fields overall, very successful second year, final grade A-, and I think that's fair because you leave that room for him to improve his passing, improve that aspect of his game, and once that comes together, we're talking about MVPs. We're talking about like this is a all-pro type player. Justin Fields is going to just be unreal. That is why I can't fathom this trade talk, but I'm allowing it to happen in the sense of I'm not, talking about every single critic that's saying to trade Justin Fields because I just want the trade value for the number 1 overall pick to rise so that Ryan Poles is going to trade it for a king's ransom. But oh my goodness, like people just need to stop with that. But yeah, overall, I'm going to give Justin Fields an A- for his second year based off of all of those factors. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a comment down below. What grade would you give Justin Fields for his second year overall, as always?